Okay, so we're gonna taste this chili. I always use a little ramekin to taste rather than dipping my spoon into the chili or whatever I'm making. So I always put a little bit in a ramekin. Sometimes people keep a big stand of spoons next to cooking and they taste with a spoon and then they put the spoon away. I actually just kind of use my ramekin here. So it's very, very, very hot. I'm going to give it a taste because I always like to kind of salt and pepper after the fact so I actually get the flavors. And tasting food is something I actually learned from watching the Food Network. I used to just cook the recipe and serve it and never really thought to taste it, which is kind of silly because you really should be tasting your food and tasting the food that you're making throughout the process to make sure you have the seasonings correctly. Don't wait for the people who are going to eat your food to test the seasonings. So it smells really good. Got a little bit of a bite to it. And it could use a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, so I'm going to add a little bit of that to the product. So I actually use a kosher salt, and I'm just going to add maybe 2 or 3 pinches to it because I have a big pot here. So that's 3 small pinches, and then I'm going to use some fresh ground pepper. So I always call it 3 turns of the bowl, not of the crank. And I usually use a medium coarse on the ground pepper. So if you have a good ground pepper mill, it'll have a small, medium, and large coarse, which is the size of the grind for the pepper. I use a medium. So I'm just going to fold that in a little bit more, and I'm actually going to turn this down to low. It doesn't really need to cook anymore. It can stay warm, so I'm going to turn it down to low until I serve it. I might heat it up a little bit when I serve it tonight. And you can use a little bit of shredded cheese on top, maybe a little dollop of sour cream, but you'll really enjoy this vegetable chili.